Hello guys, this is DJC and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about the new episode of Doctor Who Series 12, which is called Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, and then we're also going to be talking about some theories throughout the season. What I have is what my personal hope the Timeless Child is, and my theory towards that. Whether it's right or not is something else, but this is what I hope. If you're like me and Orphan 55 gave you a bit of a bad taste in your mouth, you thought that this was not actually a great episode. There was some moments that you really liked and a lot of promise there, but then you had some terrible characters and an ending which was very rushed and extremely heavy-handed. I want to say, is that the right word? Might be. The next episode seems to be a lot more Doctor Who-like. So we've got a historical-like episode. This week we have Nikola Tesla, who did experiments and stuff to do with the creation of electricity, I believe, and I think there's another historical figure in this episode, but I can't remember who it is. It was Thomas Edison. I forgot because that was not something that they covered in history. I didn't even pass history, so I don't know what I'm talking about, to be honest. One exam, and it was about Normans, and for some reason I studied all the battles, like the Battle of Hastings and everything, and they started talking about Norman life, so I didn't do very well at that. Nikola Tesla believes that he's been given or sent a message from Mars, which I imagine will be the entire plot of the episode. I imagine that this will be the starting to the plot of the episode. Apparently I didn't pass English either. This episode has that Rachnos creature that people just dubbed as the Rachnos because it kind of looks a little bit like it. That is the villain of this episode, right? So for some reason that wants Thomas Edgerton. You see this creature in the trailer, right? And I think it's also played by the Rani from Sarah Jane Adventures. And what's interesting about this villain is I feel like they are kind of shapeshifters. So the Queen, which is played by the woman from Sarah Jane Adventures, might not be like shapeshiftery, but she has minions that she's made or came with her that are, and they can transform into loads of different things. When Yaz is getting chased during one of the trailers, she's been chased by this thing with big red eyes. That could be, you know, this one of those creatures that also shapeshifts, and maybe she made them because they're kind of mechanical, or that's just my impression. I said last week that I didn't know. So I uploaded these videos on Thursday, and I wasn't quite sure whether that would have been the correct date to upload it, compared that we haven't had episode titles for this one. 4, 5 or 6. So I wanted to go through them, and of course by the time I uploaded the video, the very morning of the video being uploaded, so I finished the video, had it scheduled for the next day, and those titles were released. So this is one of the ones that I'm really looking forward to, and here is the synopsis. So Judoon have entered Gloucestershire, and they are looking for something or someone called the Fugitive. Bit like that Sarah Jane Adventures episode. So they're looking for the Fugitive, and they need to figure Yaz and Ryan and the Doctor and Graham need to figure out who this person is and why they're looking for him. The next episode is episode 6, and that is called Plexus. It's really difficult to say. So this episode is odd because on IMDb, it seems that it's kind of linked to the previous one because it has like Judoon in the cast list. But then looking at the episode, there's nothing Judoon about it. It doesn't seem to be a continuation. It says something about how it's very vague, this one, and not very interesting, to be honest. It says that the gang have to explore different mysteries throughout planet Earth, which could mean literally anything. I've got an idea for you. How about you have each companion and the Doctor go on their own separate adventure that all gets linked together. And there's a Timeless Child thing that I wanted to get through to at the end of the video, you know, just to keep you waiting. So I think Omega is the Timeless Child. So from what I understand from the episodes that I've watched with him in, which I believe is Arc of Infinity, I've seen that one, and I've seen, I think it's the 3 Doctors. So because he's kind of neglected, he could be the Timeless Child, which would mean that he is away from the Time Lords but still kind of involved he's still a Time Lord. His species is still Time Lord, but he's kind of dispatched from the others, and it's something that Time Lords kind of want to forget about. And this could be a new way of introducing him in New Who. Maybe it's completely crazy, but wouldn't it be cool to see him in a series? He will make a really cool villain. Maybe not like for like an episode, but if you put him into a two-parter, then that would be really cool, and you could really develop him and make him quite interesting. And I think I would love it, and so will many classic Who fans as well. But this kind of sends the next bit kind of sends the idea off completely. So the Master says that what he saw meant that he had to destroy Gallifrey. So if that being true, it could still be Omega, but I'm thinking maybe something to do with Time Lord history, which is something that I really don't know anything about. And I call myself a Doctor Who fan, but I do not know the small intricacies of Doctor Who lore. Also, Time Lords are really complicated. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give a like, subscribe if you're new. The saturation on my camera has failed. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give a like, subscribe if you're new. I shall see you soon. Goodbye.